Can I show you the cutest thing ever? And it's not my face, it's this guy. It's Puff the cat. He's my little cover screen companion there. You can open that up in the camera app. I just thought it was really cute. Anyway, we're here to talk about this guy, the brand new Honor Magic V5. This is our first ever look at it, and in the race to give us the thinnest foldable phone, Honor have taken the lead again. This is just 4.1 millimeters when open and 8.8 when closed. It is absolutely stunning. Even coming from last year's Honor Magic V3, which was one of my favorite foldable phones, the V5 is actually quite a big step up, although you'll notice that we didn't have a 4, and that's because in the Chinese language, 4 sounds a bit like death, which isn't ideal for selling products. So they skipped that, and we've gone from the V3 to the V5, and here's everything you need to know. Before we talk about anything else, I just need you to listen to one thing. Oh, I could do that all day. It's thinner, it's lighter, it's more durable. We have a brand new chip, more RAM, more storage, a much bigger battery, plus new ultra-wide and telephoto cameras, and of course it ships with the latest software. Speaking of software though, this is not a final version of the phone, so I can't really test the performance, the camera samples, that will have to come in my full review. This is more like a first look, where I get to, look at it, and also tell you about the specs. Tell you what, I've been using Honor Magic Foldables for, well, we've had the V, VS, Magic V2, V3, V5. Is this the 5th generation foldable? They've come a long way. Not only is this tougher, both with the glass front and back, and also with a new IP59 durability rating, so for the first time we actually have proper dust resistance with this, but they've also crammed in a much bigger battery, a faster processor, and it's also thinner and lighter. We're talking just 8.8 millimeters when closed, 4.1 when open. There's barely room for the USB-C port. Well, technically that's for the ivory white version of this, which is the thinnest and lightest version. This, I think this is the Dawn Gold, and also the black and the reddish brown. This is a couple of grams heavier and also 9 millimeters when closed. That's the only difference, because I think it has this glass body instead. And it's between sort of 0.3 and 0.5 millimeters thinner even than last year's V3. And it's around 9 grams lighter as well than last year, tipping the scales at between 218 and 220 grams depending on the model. On the outside, we have this 6.43-inch screen, but then it opens up with this 7.95-inch screen on the inside. Both 120Hz AMOLED, we've got all the eye comfort features, including that really fast PWM, up to 5,000 nits of brightness. Not much change in terms of the screen this year, but still very, very nice. And you'll notice the front here is still a little bit reflective, but when you open it, we have this slightly anti-reflective coating there, which diffuses my big studio light. One noticeable improvement is the crease. It was already pretty subtle on the V3, but it's even better on the V5. You can just about make it out when the light goes straight on it, and if you're really sort of feeling for it, it's still there, but it is a shallower crease, less noticeable even than the V3. But certainly in everyday use, you're not going to notice it, and that is quite a big deal, I think, when you're using a foldable. We also get their toughest glass with Honor's super armored inner screen and their anti-scratch nanocrystal shield for the outer screen. Top marks for the marketing department there. Oh, and both of which support styluses. So it's incredibly thin and light. That's a nice upgrade there, but you will also notice that it has quite a chunky camera module. It is thicker even than the V3. I would much rather a slightly bulkier camera module with a better camera system than shaving off a few millimeters and going for a smaller sensor. But while the main 50 megapixel wide camera is the same as in the V3, the 64 megapixel periscope telephoto and the 50 megapixel ultra wide are both big upgrades in terms of resolution, sensor size, and aperture. And that's along with a couple of 20 megapixel selfie cameras, one there and one there. And of course, all the cameras will benefit from improvements with the new Snapdragon 8 Elite's ISP. So let's talk about what we get on the inside. And obviously the new chip, that's the latest flagship processor from Snapdragon, and it's the full fat version, unlike the Oppo Find N5, which actually gets rid of one of the cores. This gets the full fat 8 Elite, and that's paired with up to 16 gigs RAM and 512 storage. So yeah, it'll be a bit faster. It'll play games at higher frame rates, and also it'll be a bit more future-proof. But what I'm most excited about with the V5 is not the design, not the camera, not the performance, not the dust rating. No, I'm excited for the battery, because the V3 already had a very healthy size, I think 5150 milliamp hour dual cell silicon carbon battery in here. Somehow, despite being thinner and lighter, Honor have squeezed in a 13% bigger battery. We're talking 5820 milliamp hours, again using their silicon carbon battery design, which I wish brands like Samsung and Apple would start trying in their phones, because we're getting these huge capacity cells in incredibly thin devices. Plus, we're still getting that fast 66 watt wired and 50 watt wireless charging, so no compromise there. Power button doubles as a fingerprint reader. We have eSIM support, Wi-Fi 7 of course, stereo speakers top and bottom. So that is the brand new Honor Magic V5. And while this will be launching in China first, it will be getting a global launch afterwards, which I'm very pleased about, although final pricing hasn't been confirmed. And also, let's wait and see how good the camera is, how good the battery is with my full review. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But to sum up, we have new design, thinner, it's lighter. We have much bigger battery. We have the new Snapdragon processor. We have new ultra-wide and telephoto cameras. We have improved durability, finally with that dust resistance rating. It'll ship with Android 16, the latest version of Magic OS, more AI features, and I'm actually really hoping they bring across the video to image that they introduced on the Honor 400 Pro series. That would be really cool to play with this. And of course, new colors. And this is absolutely gorgeous. I haven't seen the other ones in person, but I already know I want this one. Would you upgrade to this? Would it finally tempt you into the world of foldables? Let me know what you make of it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.